G'day guys and girls, it's Jamie here and I'm here with Scott from CEO. Put it there, mate.
G'day, mate.
How's things?
Good, thank you.
Mate, check out this beast. We're talking about all things Ringomatic today, but before we jump in and start talking about the machine, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Scott O'Hare for Construction Equipment Australia. We're the national Ringomatic dealer.
Beautiful.
Today we've got the Ringomatic 275VX, which is the smallest Ringomatic that we do.
Yep.
They've brought a lot of features, I guess, out of the truck-mounted units into a smaller package that you can put behind a small truck on a little 4.5-tonne GVM trailer.
Beautiful, beautiful. So look, for everyone out there that might not be familiar with the Ringomatic setup, why would you go down the road of this option as opposed to, say, a typical excavator?
Okay, so I guess typically it's non-destructive digging is the main reason for it. Whenever you need to get into locating sensitive assets, you obviously don't want to stick an excavator in the ground or you'll rip up a whole lot of stuff you don't want to.
Perfect.
So yeah, effectively that's the main reason for this, but there's a myriad of different jobs that these things can do.
Probably a whole lot cleaner than a typical excavation site too, right?
A bit tidy
no mud or dirt everywhere.
And take it away with you, yep.
Perfect, mate, perfect. So Scott, tell everyone at home a little bit about what makes this such a unique setup.
Yeah, okay, so I guess what we've done a little bit differently from what you'd normally see on this size unit. So it's standard in the sense that it runs a 31 horsepower engine, 600 CFM blower, so it's still got plenty of power for a small unit.
Yep.
Comet water pump, so it's all fairly, the things that we're used to seeing here in Australia.
Yep.
Pretty easy to access all of those parts for those bits and pieces. Some of the unique things that I guess that are different about this is that they bring a whole heap of features, I guess, that you see on the larger truck-mounted backs down onto
that
this.
That technology's worked its way through.
Yeah, yeah. We've got reverse flow, which you typically see on units this size.
Yep.
We've got a fully hydraulic tipping and opening door.
Okay.
So that's not something that you typically see.
Yep.
When you have a look at things like everything that you see, so we've got a single water tank, which is on the other side.
Yep.
The purpose of that is for less maintenance on water.
Okay.
And then that's allowed us to put everything that you need in a convenient spot on the curbside of the trailer. So we've got things like you can see behind us, all your tool storage is there, controls, water hose, your filtration, and then we've also got a remote for all of your back doors. So you don't have to walk around to control the tank. It's all done off the remote that you can do from the back. The other thing about the door is it's got a spider lock. So guys that are operating trailer-mounted vacs are probably used to screwing a back door open.
Okay.
When you get up to this size, this is a 250 gallon tank, that can become a bit cumbersome, and there's obviously a fair bit of weight that you stick in there when it's full.
So it takes a bit of the load out of the proceedings, doesn't it?
Takes a bit of a load out, and it's obviously a safer option because you can stand to the side of the door.
Well, mate, again, it's all about working smarter and not harder. And look, for the complete novices out there like myself that maybe aren't so familiar with this machine, geez, set up an operation, you guys pretty much can be ready to go in what, minutes?
Yeah, pretty well, yeah.
Perfect. And I guess for the actual operation, it's as simple as using the high pressure hose to do the cutting.
Yep.
You got the vac here in your hand to do the vacuum side of things, so it's literally a two-man operation.
Yep, correct.
So what, normally on a site you might have 3-4 guys with excavators. This is reducing your number of guys that you need on site to get the same amount of work done.
Yeah, correct.
Awesome, buddy, awesome. So look, anything else in there that we should mention that people might not be familiar with?
The other, I guess, big feature on this unit is that we bring it in on an heavy-duty Australian-built trailer. Yeah. You can imagine the places some of these things go when they're out back on a corrugated road. Yep. We can't have them falling apart because that obviously reflects poorly on our products. So we put them on a heavy-duty 4.5-tonne galvanised trailer.
Awesome.
And I guess what that gives us is the ability to, we've made a bit more storage at the front end. We've got a massive toolbox on the front of it. Yep. And from what you normally see, I guess, we've got a really long A-frame, which makes it really nice to back up, makes it easy to back up and reduces that downbore weight on the towing vehicle.
Awesome, and easy to handle as well, and great positions to store all of these bits and pieces. It's a really well thought out design.
Yeah, so I guess the good thing is that we've kind of worked with the factory, and this unit is built for Australia. They don't build this for anywhere else in the world, so they've kind of worked with us. We've got the voice of the customer, and as you can see, it's kind of well thought out. Yep. Make it easy to access.
Perfect. And like for people at home thinking, okay, well, look, I might live in an area where it's super clayey or super rocky. I mean, this is designed to go through Australian ground and a broad mix of Australian ground.
Yeah, correct. So like I said, it's got a 3,000 PSI water pump on board. So yeah, that turbo head will cut through a lot. It'll actually surprise you.
Yeah.
And we can also dial down the pressure, so when you do get down to those sensitive surfaces that you're trying to uncover, you're obviously not going to do any damage there.
Perfect. So filtration's obviously a massive, important part of a system like this. What's going on board in that department?
Yeah, so typically, depending on whether you're going to dry or wet vac, so that's something you need to do every day, and the intervals will change, but the beauty of this is that we run a really high capacity filter. So if you can imagine like a pool filter that sits in there, and that 2-in-1 system with the reverse flow actually gives us the ability to help clean it out, so you're not having to pull that filter out every 5 minutes when you're doing the back.
So guys and girls, thanks so much for checking out the Ringomatic. And look, Scott, put it there, mate. Thanks so much for bringing the machine down and showing everybody how awesome it is. And for anybody out there that wants to get in contact with you guys or check this machine out, what do they do to get in touch?
Yep, so just visit any of your CA branches. We've got a branch in every capital city, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth. Contact one of the boys. Fortunately, we've actually got these in stock at the moment, so come on down and check them out.
Beautiful. So look, for everybody at home, thanks so much for tuning in for another Landscape Contractor Magazine test drive. Make sure you check this machine out next time you're in the need for some great quality, super clean vacuum excavation. Until next time, I'm Jamie, this is Scott. Take great care of each other. We'll catch you really soon.
Cheers, mate.